30 News.
It was a busy year at Montana Wild with over 17,000 drop-in visitors and 61 programs, which saw over 2,000 participants. MTN's Ali Kaiser goes deeper inside the numbers from 2024 and has more on the organization's overall impacts.
It was a busy year here at Montana Wild with almost 17,000 drop-in visitors and 61 public programs. And just 10 days into the new year, they have some exciting things in the works.
Always trying to find new and exciting ways to get wildlife education into the community.
The Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks Educational Center reached many across the state. The free public programs like archery and ice fishing saw over 2,000 participants, and over 5,000 students from 103 schools visited Montana Wild in 2024.
Because of a grant we have, we're able to help support schools from quite far away to come here to Helena to visit, everywhere from Eureka and Cut Bank and Chester and Trout Creek and kind of everywhere in between.
Montana Wild recently opened a new exhibit called Form Follows Function that shows people how an animal's body impacts the way they live. When I arrived, they were just about to set up a new trail camera near Spring Meadow Lake.
We're hoping to capture things like mink, muskrats, deer, who knows, and we'll hopefully be posting those to our Facebook weekly or monthly, depending what we're able to capture.
Montana Wild's Wildlife Rehabilitation Center rehabilitated hundreds of birds this year, with many returning to nature. That center could be getting some changes starting this spring.
We're hoping to break ground on a new and improved avian center. And so the hope is that all of our birds, patients and the birds that live here full time, will have improved enclosures and also allow the public to have better viewing accessibility to the birds so that they can stop by really any time and get a close-up look of those birds.
In addition to the programs Montana Wild typically does, they are looking to add a wildlife telemetry program.
Folks can practice, using GPS collars and telemetry equipment to see how wildlife biologists might track things like bighorn sheep out in the wild.
You can stay up to date with what Montana Wild has going on by visiting this story on our website. In Helena, I'm Ali Kaiser, MTN News.
Yesterday, former President Jimmy Carter was laid to rest. The 39th president was no stranger to Montana, although most of his visits to the Treasure State were to partake in one of his favorite hobbies, fly fishing. These photos, courtesy of Becky Oberly, were from a 1987 visit to Big Timber and are accompanied by a memorable story. A photographer at the local paper, the Big Timber Pioneer, just happened to be driving down the street one July day when he noticed several men in suits. Curiosity got the better of him, so he hung around and learned Jimmy and Rosalind Carter were in town to go fishing on the Boulder River south of town. That photographer obtained exclusive permission to take pictures of the then former commander-in-chief on the river the next day. And photographer Jess Keller even gave the president a grasshopper to use out of his tobacco can. This photo of a smiling Carter was taken seconds after that exchange. Jess Keller has since passed away.